Hi guys, good morning, good night, good afternoon. Alright, so in this video we're looking at two more examples of Pythagoras theorem, and I have a question on the screen here. Find the missing length. Now, point to note that in trigonometry, the vertex or each vertex is labeled with a capital letter. As you can see here, a vertex is where two lines meet. Alright, so here we have one vertex, capital letter P, capital letter Q, capital letter R. Now the line that is opposite to each vertex is labeled with the same letter but common letter. So right here, this is common letter P for this line because it is opposite to the vertex P. Right? Alright, so moving on. So we're asked to solve the missing length. We know that we are able to use Pythagoras theorem because it is a right-angled triangle. Here is the little box to signify that it is indeed a right-angled triangle. We can only use Pythagoras theorem when we have a right-angled triangle and two lengths of that triangle, and we're trying to find the third length. Alright? So in approaching these questions, as I always say, always write down your formula first. So our formula is a squared plus b squared equal c squared. And there are different variations of the formula. We could also write c squared equals a squared plus b squared. They are saying the same thing, right? And remember that the variable that is by itself is the variable that represents the hypotenuse, the longest side on the right angled triangle. Alright, so we have the hypotenuse, PR, 25 meters in length, and we have one of the short sides, PQ, which is 19 meters in length. So you substitute what you have into, and our unknown side is labeled P. So remember, in our formula, C represents the hypotenuse, right? And A and B are the two short sides. It doesn't matter which one you put where, once the hypotenuse is in the right place. So we have a short side, so I'm going to write P squared for the missing side. And then the short side that we have is 19. And we have the hypotenuse, which is C, so that's 25 squared over there. The next thing that we can do is to do our calculation. Work out what we can. So we cannot work out anything to do with P squared yet. 19 squared, 361. 25 squared, 625. There we have it. So we're aiming to find the value of P. Presently we have P squared plus 361 equals 625. So we want to get P alone on the left side of the equal side. So we need to move the 361. And remember that once you transpose something from one side of the equal sign to the other side, you do the opposite. So we had plus 361, now we're going to have minus 361. We work that out in our calculator. So P squared is equal to 264. And notice that we do the substitution, and each time we complete a step we work vertically. We're supposed to work math vertically so you can follow the steps. Alright, and we said opposite of the square is the square root, so we need to square root both sides. So the square root will cancel the square, and over here there's no square to cancel, so we actually need to find the square root. So P is equal to the square root of 264, which is 16.2 centimeters meters. And this is the answer rounded to one decimal place, 16.2 meters. So observe, when you have the longest side, which is C, you end up subtracting. Alright, when you have the longest side, you end up subtracting. Let us look at example 2. So write your formula: a squared plus b squared equal c squared. And please to take note of what you have in relation to the formula. Do you have the longest side of the triangle? Do you have the two short sides? What is it that you have? So you will see that we do not have the long side, so that means we do not have C. So even though this line is labeled B, in our formula it is C. You have to pay attention to the details, right? So we don't have C, so that means we have A and B. So we can write 40 squared plus 30 squared equal B squared. Work that out. 40 squared, 1600. 30 squared, 900. What is that? And that is equal to B squared. 1600 plus 900, 2500 equal B squared. So B squared is equal to 2500. So we square root both sides. Square root cancels square. So now we have B is equal to the square root of 2500, which is 50 centimeters. Therefore, B is equal to 50 centimeters. Observe, for the first question we were given the hypotenuse and we subtracted. In the second question we are to find the hypotenuse and we only add and square root. Alright, I hope this made life a little better, a little easier. Like the video if you learned something and share it with one of your classmates. Bye bye.